Hi guys, and welcome to Champ Train. I am your host, Candice Michelle, and this is a place where people come to do the training necessary to unleash your inner champ. This episode is on the champ brain. In the media lately, there has been a lot of information, a lot of context around CTE. CTE is a brain disease, a degenerative disease that you get from taking a lot of hits or concussions to the head. After losing one of my dear friends and many wrestling friends, I felt a need to make this episode. It's a vulnerable episode. It's something that I've never shared with you guys. And today, I'm going to share the story with you. In the past year, I have found myself visiting this unknown space. It's a space that I hope none of you have visited, but I think many of you have. I don't know what really causes it. I used to think that it was a space where you have a couple drinks, you get in an argument with somebody, and you get there. You see, the career and the lifestyle that I've chosen, I have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. I always admire those people that have those 9-to-5 jobs, right? And I'm not saying a 9-to-5 job is easy, but from an outsider looking in, I generalized it like, oh, you got this consistent schedule. Your highs and lows kind of stay between this range, right? You know that you got to be there at 9, you're going to leave at 5, you get a paycheck at the end of 2 weeks. But when you're in the sports entertainment world, entertainment or just an entrepreneur, your highs are so high. It's like you book this audition, this match, you get this job deal, and your lows, they're low. You might not work for months. You might feel like you have no purpose. And balancing these lows, it's a tricky game. I found myself at one of these lows, and I tried to come up with words to express what I experienced. And the scary thing is just the other night, I experienced it again. I was having a rough day. Just busy. You know, I have a rough life. There's 3 kids. I'm going all around. I'm trying to launch a program online. We run an office. And I just all of a sudden felt that lack of energy. Maybe depression. Lack of motivation. And I found myself on the couch. It's this space where you know where you are, but I can definitely feel myself going down. And I like to call them the clicks. It's kind of like you start right here, and then your energy goes down. And it's a click. And then your motivation goes down. And it's a click. How many clicks can you go down? My husband came home that night, and I let him know there would not be dinner on the table that night. I wasn't feeling well. He said, okay. He said he'd pick up dinner. And when he came home, I wanted to talk to him about what I discovered online. I looked up the disorder CTE, and I was shocked to find out that I had probably 5 to 6 symptoms of the 7 or 8 that were listed. Now, all these symptoms I can make a different excuse for. I might have it, and I might never know. And I might not. And it might be a part of my lifestyle, my personality traits, my genetic makeup. But what I do know is at some point, we all experience a form of depression. We all experience the clicks. And when I told my husband about this, he's so positive. It's a brilliant quality he has. But when you're down in the clicks, it's heartbreaking. You said, you don't have that. You're fine. Everything's fine. And that was a click. I thought I was doing the right thing. I was reaching out to the one person that was closest to me to say something is not right. And then I called my sister. And she felt the same way. It was another click. What happens is when you get down in those clicks, people think that rock bottom is the final click before the fatal click, but it's not. See, what I've experienced is that the arguments, the back and forth, it can take me past rock bottom. And it's the scariest place I've ever been. It's this place where I know where I am. I know what I'm saying, but I have no control of what I'm saying. I have no control over those decisions that I make. And I'm just grasping for somebody to catch me before the fatal click. And sometimes when you reach out to that first person or the second person, even though they're the closest people to you, they might not understand. And the clicks just keep going down. That space I've experienced. I never want to experience it again. But more importantly, I want to give that space a voice and a meaning. And if you've experienced that space too, I want you to be heard. This week, I'm going to share with you everything that I'm going to do to raise my clicks back up. You see, I'm a freaking champ. If you saw my home, it's beautiful. My car is awesome. I have 3 beautiful, healthy children and an awesome husband. But I still experience the clicks. What I've decided is that this whole era around depression and suicide and CTE and lows, whatever you want to call it, it needs a voice. And it needs to be heard so that you can raise your clicks up. The first step for me was acknowledging it and vocalizing it. Maybe it's not for you to vocalize on social media and on a platform. You see, I've found a purpose in it that might not be your purpose. Maybe it's just recording it to get it out. Maybe it's finding that 3rd, 4th, or 5th person. For me, it was the 3rd person and then the 4th person. But there are ways to heal. I don't believe that anything is incurable. And I believe that this is my message for you guys here today. So this week, for the next 7 days, every day I will tell you something about how I am raising my clicks. So if you are one of those people that need to hear this or need to share it, please do. This is Champ Train on the Champ Brain, and I am your host, Candice Michelle. My champs, now it's your turn, and I tag you in.